one of the leading experts on citizens' initiatives and referendums. Could you outline basically how you see a system like that working in the UK?
Well, I think it would work like it does in many other countries where people demand that a vote is taken on a particular bill. If the government hasn't acted, if they have been idle, they've been sitting around and have not passed legislation that people want, then people can, if they've signed a number of signatures, demand that a vote is held on that. Now, that might sound like sort of direct democracy gone amok. However, it's not really like that. It actually exists in many other countries, in America, in California, even New Zealand. So people demand that a particular law is passed. It's being debated by a number of people up and down the country, and they vote on it, and it becomes law. Now, some people might say that people don't know enough about these political issues. In fact, there's been research done on that, and most of this research, indeed all of the research, indicates that when given the chance, people actually engage in politics, they read about politics, they understand politics. In some cases, actually understand politics better than the elected representatives. So therefore, the more power you give to the people, the better they are informed about the issues and the better quality of democracy.
What about the accusation that more direct forms of democracy will lead to less engagement with elections, with electing our representatives, that in some way they're in competition with each other?
Well, it's interesting to actually look at the American states who have the initiative vis-à-vis those who do not. Roughly half of the American states, 25 altogether, have the initiative which allows people to initiate legislation. If you compare those states with the states that do not allow citizens to initiate legislation, then the states that allow citizens to initiate legislation actually have a higher turnout, not only in initiatives and referendums, but also in general elections. So therefore, the more opportunities you get, the higher the turnout will be. At least that's the evidence you see from America. Indeed, it's also the evidence you see from the different Swiss cantons or states. They also have higher turnouts the more direct democracy institutions that they have.
And what about the accusation that this sort of politics would lead to more populist, authoritarian measures like death penalties and anti-immigration, things that attack minorities? What would you say to that?
It's actually interesting that the states in America that do not have direct democracy, such as Texas, actually have executions and the death penalty, whereas a number of states that do not have the death penalty are the ones with a lot of direct democracy. If you look at Europe, there has never been the case of the referendum being used to introduce the death penalty. In America, you're more likely to live in a state with the death penalty if you live in a state where you don't have the initiative. So people are not populist. People do not just vote for anti-immigration measures. People do not generally vote for populist bills. However, you have often seen that legislatures will vote for pretty draconian measures. For instance, the state of Tennessee outlawed the teaching of German. Other states have outlawed the teaching of evolution. That's not been done by the people, because if you let people scrutinize bills, then they will debate the things, the pros and the cons, and all the evidence will be led before the electorate, before they vote. So therefore, populism is actually less likely to occur where the people have the last say than when it's only the politicians.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.